Hey guys, welcome back to our course on web development, ChatGPT, Ruby on Rails, and React. In the last lecture, we worked on displaying the active record validation errors on the React form. Now, in this lecture, we will move one step forward to add pagination in our React application. But let me tell you one thing that why we need this in our React application. So here you can see that I am on the index page of the React application, or you can see the employee list here. Okay, so now there are around 1000 employees, and if you want to look at all the employees, you have to perform a very long scroll in the page. Okay, and that is fine because we are rendering the entire list of employees, but that is not good from the user's experience point of view. Okay, because it is a very bad user experience if user has to scroll the page too long to see the complete information. Okay, and this is why we need the pagination for our React application or for our employee list index page here. Okay, and in Rails you can simply achieve this pagination by various gems like will paginate, pagi, kaminari, and so on. But this is for the server side pagination, but in this lecture we will do this pagination in our React application at the client side. So we will use a yarn package in our React application to achieve this pagination on the client side. Okay, so first you need to run a command to add the React paginate library. React paginate just works in the same way like Kaminari, will paginate, and pagi gems works in the Rails. Okay, so to run the command, let's switch to the terminal. Okay, and here you can see that where your React app is running, switch to that directory. Okay, so this is the React app directory, and now you need to run yarn add and then React paginate. React paginate. Okay, and once you run this command, it will add the React paginate package into your project. Okay, and make sure to restart the React app server once this command runs successfully. Okay, because it is just like adding a gem in a Rails application. For example, if whenever you run a gem in the gen application, you sometimes you have to restart your Rails server to get the effect of that gem. Okay, so similarly you need to restart your yarn server, or I mean the npm server, to see the effect of this package into your application. Okay, so just kill it and restart it again, like npm start. Okay, and you can see the list of employee here now. Okay, so now we just added the package successfully into our project. Now what we need to do, that we need to create a component to handle this pagination. Okay, so switch to the project directory where your React application is open, and in the components you can create another directory. Okay, and name this directory as shared. Okay, okay, and why I'm using this shade, because pagination might be requirement at multiple components. So just to keep just to separate the concern that this is the pagination, and we can use the same pagination component across our React multiple React components. Okay, so that's why I named this directory as shared, and here we need to create a new component and name this component as pagination.jsx. Pagination.jsx. JSX. Okay, and now we need to implement this function. So how we can implement that? So we just need to import first React. Okay, so here we can get some line from here, like import React from React. Okay, so just copy this line and here paste it. You can remove the modules like use state and use effect. Okay, just React, sorry, import React from React is fine here. Okay, and now at the next line you need to import the React paginate. Okay, so import paginate from, and then your package name, that is React paginate. Okay, and now you need to import your functional component with name as pagination. So function pagination, and here you need to accept some argument like page count. Okay, and then on page change. Okay, and then you need to implement your pagination function, and here you need to return, and in this return method what you need to do, that React paginate, just create an element like React paginate. Okay, and here you can close this, And then within this component, within this element, what you need to do, page count. Like just we are defining the variables. Okay, page count is the page count that we will accept from the component where we are rendering this pagination. So page count. Okay, and then on page change is equal to on page change. Okay, and then container class name, container class name is equal to pagination. Okay, all this information are within the react pagination, react paginate library. Okay, and then active class name, and assign it the value like active. Okay, so the component has been created, and now what we need to do, that we need to export default this pagination. Okay, so here you can write export default and then pagination. Okay, save it, and now we need to import this pagination component into our employee list component, because we want to paginate the employee list. Okay, so what you need to do, that here you need, after the employee row, you need to import this pagination component. So import pagination, and then from, and now you need to provide the path here. Okay, and what will be the path, that is shared and then pagination. Okay, so this is how you imported your pagination component. Now we need to make changes within our employee list functional component. Okay, so in this employee list we need to make some changes. So here first what we need to define, like we need to define the states variable for our current page. Okay, so we can do const, and this is just like we define the employees and set employees state variables. Okay, so here we need to define first current page, and then you need to use set current page, and then we can use state, and let's define it as 0. Okay, because the current page number is 0. Okay, now let's define the maximum item on each page. Ideally is 10, but you can adjust this according to your need. Okay, and this maximum item per page, like how many items you want to display on a single page by default. Okay, so we can use const items per page, and let's say it is the 10. Okay, we want to display 10 records at a time. Now let's create a function to handle the page change event. I mean, whenever you click on the pagination button, okay, then how we should handle that page change event. So we need to define a function here, and name your function as, let's say, const, and then handle page change, and then here what you need to do, selected, and then here you need to set current page and assign the selected here. Okay, so we define the page states variable, and then items per page count, and we implemented the handle page change. Now we need to calculate the start and end index of item to display based on the current page. Okay, so here after the use effect, what we can do, or if you can, if you wish, you can directly do this after the handle page change event, but let's define it after the use page. So what you need to do here, const, then start index is equal to current page, and current page is multiplied by items per page. Okay, and then const end index is equal to start index plus items per page. Okay, now we need to slice the employees array to display only the items for the current page. Okay, by slicing I mean that, for example, on first page you are displaying the 10 elements, and for the next page you are displaying the next 10 elements. Okay, so that's why we need to slice the employees array, and this employees array we are getting from the API. Okay, so here we can do const displayed employees, or displayable employees, whatever you want to provide here, you can do displayed employees is equal to, and then what you need to do here, employees dot slice, employees dot slice, and then start index comma end index. Okay, and now you need to change the map function to display the employee list in the table. Okay, so here you can see that right now what we are displaying employees dot map. I mean, we are iterating through the entire employee collection. Okay, and now to display only the paginated employee, what we need to do, that we need to iterate through this one, that is displayed employees. Okay, so you can just paste it here. So now you have import function lies like displayed employees dot map. Okay, and rest of the thing is fine, like you can render your employee row as it is. Okay, and then after this, I mean, after changing the map function, the last step we need to render the pagination component. Okay, so we can do this after the table, sorry, after the t body, or we can do it after the table. And here what you need to do, that pagination. Okay, and close this component as well. And in this pagination, what you need to do, page count. Okay, and why page count? Because here you can see that we are using this page count, we are passing these properties like page count and on page change. Okay, so we need to use page count here, and this page count should be like, let me define the values here, like math dot seal. Okay, and then employee dot length divided by items per page. Okay, and then you need to define on page change, on page change. Okay, and here what you need to do, you just need to invoke your function, that is this handle page change. Okay, so just copy this function's name and you can assign its value to on page change. Okay, and that's it. Now save everything and we need to test this on the browser. By the way, I just want to remind you that make sure you restart your React app server after adding the React pagination package, otherwise you might see error on the browser. Okay, so save everything and let's switch to the browser to see the pagination effect. So save it and make sure to save the pagination component as well. Save it and now switch to the browser. Okay, in the browser you can see, okay, employee is not defined, so somewhere in the employee list maybe. Okay, here we need to make employees dot length. Okay, save it and now switch to the browser. So here you can see that we are only seeing first 10 records here, and now if you click on the 2, you can see another 10 records. When you click on 3, you can see another 10 records. When you click on last 100, you can see the rest of the records. And when you go to the page previous, you can see the other records. Okay, so the pagination is working here. Okay, and this is how you can add pagination to your React application. But remember one thing, that this implementation is just at the client side, not on the server side. From our API, we are still getting the whole list of employee data without any pagination. So I hope you like this lecture. Please follow this one and we will meet into the another lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care and stay safe.